Hi guys, this is Roman Cultist. I gotta do this video because, yeah, I just have to do this video because this was really annoying to no limit of how annoying this was. Okay, so I watched a couple videos on YouTube, and it was all by the same gentleman. I don't want to use his name because I don't roll that way. But I want to touch on some things he said, and I kind of would like to get people's input. Please, I would appreciate it. Um, all right, he had this video, and he used this chart, which I did agree with the first two parts of it. Um, okay, so one of the things that I agreed with him on the chart was that every region in the world had their own belief system, their own deities. What I don't agree with is I can't even get it out. I had it and I can't get it out. Let me go over that. And I do agree that Christians came around and they converted people and all this stuff, and they totally destroyed those belief systems. But see, there's a lot more involved in it than just, oh, Christians came into an area and massively converted people. It started at the top and it worked its way down. How I know? I read. Duh, it's like that's how you learn stuff, you read. So, so the reason that the conversion of people to Christianity was so slow is mankind is naturally stubborn and they don't want to do new things. I should know. I'm one of those stubborn people that don't like to do new things. Um, so it it's more than just what was depicted on the graph. And then of course it's thundering. And then of course you had all these pagans came out of the out from underground and all this type of stuff. And I'm gonna tell you something. The people that started what is known as the New Age movement, they were Christian. They were not pagan. Um, Now, were there wise people? Were there cunning folk? Yes, there was. It's been documented. But they had a lot more knowledge than the gentleman who founded Druidry or reaffirmed Druidry. So when you are when you are trying to update the the third the, the principles of Wicca, or it's 11:31, so I'm like, it's very easy to say, well, the rules need to be updated and everything because now there's all these different kinds of groups that call themselves pagan, and a lot of them do not prescribe to Wicca and all this stuff. And we're talking about like the Reconstructionists and all that. Deep down, I'm really glad that the International Council or the American Council of Witches did not actually happen, because there'll be a lot of really ticked off people. So, the thing that I have to disagree with him on is the idea of abandoning the term or the definition of the word pagan and having a whole new term for the word pagan. The reason that the term pagan and later on heathen was adopted was it was a bastardization. Heathen means of the hearth, and pagan, of course, is paganus, Latin paganus of the countryside. Basically, talking about the groups of people that had no desire to join the new religion. So they were the countryside, and they were backwoods, and they were, you know, nanny goats and nanny goats. I can't believe I said nanny goats until on the internet. But anyways, it was also bastardization of the term Gentile, and the reason is that the Jewish people they were saying basically that you did not convert to Judaism, you were a Gentile, and so they needed a new name for people that were not Christian, and so that way they could keep the term Gentile and have a new term for these other people. I like the terminology for pagan. I'm sorry, but I do. It works. To try to get a new term because you don't like the old one is pointless. People are going to use the old term. Um, Another thing is worry, worrying about Christians and Jews and Muslims and all that type of stuff should not be your priority. Your priority should be your own religious path and being successful at it. You should focus on your own shit and stop worrying about other people's stuff. It is pointless, it's stupid, and I, I don't see the point of it. But I did agree with him on the prayer beads. Prayer beads is apparently Catholic, but apparently it was adopted by like the Hindus started it, and then the Buddhists adopted it, and then the Christians adopted it. I, to be absolutely honest, I do not believe in prayer beads. I've made a mistake and I used that word, and I'm not going to use it anymore. I'm just going to use devotional because that's more in line with how I do things. But another thing is attacking oracle cards. Really, seriously, sir, you must attack oracle cards. Oracle cards are really beautiful, and yes, I do know that they are not tarot cards and they do not follow a certain type of guideline, yada 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 yada. They're all under, in Hellenic polytheism, anything that deals with divination, and okay, let me just backtrack. My personal view is anything connected to divination is under the patronage or under the domain of Apollo. So I don't see why he'd be against oracle cards or runes or pendulums or whatever. Of course, that's just me, you know. But the thing is, if you don't, the thing is, it's good to have an opinion. It's good to be able to broadcast that opinion. But if you come out as a jackass, they're going to call you the carpet as one. And like I said, I did agree with the prayer beads. Did agree with the having the multiple wands. Why do you need a wand for this or a wand for that when you could just have one wand? Let's see here. Oh, here it is. This is mine. I got it from the backyard. And look at it, what is that? Okay. Um, you know, I have one wand and that's what I use. But the thing is, I think that people that profess to be pagan, they should be worried about what's going on in Rio de Janeiro with the evangelical Christians. They should be worried about Greece, worried about all these places where there is no religious freedom. and you should be worried about it coming here. And Alright, so I'm going to end it there. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'm going to probably upload this in the morning. So I'll see you then.